Hi everyone, and welcome to this first Gamerside Live of 2020. Tonight, as you can see with this huge title, we're going to show you a game called Journey to the Savage Planet, a game I know absolutely nothing about, so I guess I will discover it with you guys. And as usual, Driftwood is going to do the playing and most of the explaining. Hi Drift.
Hi Blim and hi everyone. We're back. It's been a quiet, beginning for 2020 in terms of games, and this game we got about 10 days ago. So I know what I'm talking about, and I can show you what it's about. And we're going to play single player. Although there is, you can play it with a friend. I'm not too sure. Well, it's probably very nice to play with someone you know, but I think it's well, there's no real co-op mechanics, so it's for me it's more like a game you can enjoy on your own and you can discover on your own, but there's probably fun to be had sharing that experience too. But I've only played it in single player. My game I've played, well, almost completed everything. There's a few things left, like 4 things left. Still have to scan, and I don't really know where to look. But other than that, I've played for about 20 hours to reach almost 100%. And we're going to show you the beginning. And well, here we go. It's a really funny game. It's a very, very lovely game too, and it's a game I've enjoyed a lot. And well, some people might find it sometimes a bit, maybe sometimes there's I would say it's always the same sort of things you get to do, like in most games, but it didn't bother me, so hopefully it won't for you. Let's start so you see exactly what makes Journey to the Savage Planet a very fun and funny game to experience.
You want more volume or is it okay?
I think it's okay for me. Now, obviously, what I hear is not always exactly what people get to hear.
It's okay.
So we are an explorer. We're sent by this. Well, that's the video I posted.
Thank you for joining the Pioneer Program.
And it's a pioneer program, and I'm here to explore a planet I've been sent to. But things didn't really go according to plan, and my ship is wrecked. But this company, Kindred Aerospace, is the fourth best interstellar exploration company. So that says it all. It's not the first.
Fourth best.
Fourth
right.
best, yes. And you get to have this is the CEO of Kindred Company, and you get to have this AI talking to you, a bit like in Portal. You have someone accompanying you, and not sure it's making jokes, but saying things that are pretty funny at your expense usually. So let's log into the computer, and Blim will choose my character face. Sorry, I only have one, but there's a bunch to choose from.
Right.
One of my jobs is to continually assess your mental state and
The third one, obviously.
This one. I think that's the one I chose in my own game.
He looks like you.
Well,
with more
yeah.
hair.
Yeah, a lot more hair. I would say it's true. I have to say it's true. It's sad but true.
I'm super glad you're not crazy.
So we're not crazy. And so we're Explorer J75X321. And this is the computer you have access to. So there are messages you get, sometimes spam also, because, it's, well, you're out of space, you're far away from Earth, but you still get spam. There are the videos you can enjoy, full screen almost. So videos, that's the messages from Kindred Aerospace, but also all the commercials you get to see in there. Well, there are.
It reminds me of RoboCop.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I would say a little bit. It's a bit like that, and a bit like what you could see in the games by Remedy, where you had sometimes those moments, awkward moments, or funny moments, strange, like in Control, for example, with the sort of the TV show with the puppets, and well, it's not weird in the same way, but it's weird and funny and sometimes disgusting too. And I hope we get to see at least one if I don't lose too much time. And then there's the all the things, even the trash. Check the trash. There are a few things you can read in the trash too. But for now, we're just going to live the ship.
Explore. Please walk downstairs and step into the teleporter while I will discombobulate you and then recombine you outside on this glorious new planet.
So a game that uses the word discombobulate, which I think the one time when I heard it was probably back when I was much younger, and I was watching TV, and there was an episode of Dawson's Creek, and Dawson was saying discombobulate.
That's a reference.
Yeah, that's a reference.
If I know
well,
one.
well, at least I understand the meme, right? And and the thing is, that another character was making fun of Dawson because he was using the word discombobulate, and that made me, that actually taught me a word at the time because I didn't know discombobulate. So this is our ship,
Equipped with several small robotic drones.
and you have a sort of scan you can use like this,
Please launch them by opening the exterior
Right.
but you can also use this. And you're going to see that it's important because you can scan different parts of the environment, which will give you information, but also sometime will allow you to start research on a particular object you might need to or tool, something you will use to help you traverse the world.
It really reminds me of Metroid Prime.
Yeah, a little
really.
bit also. Yeah, there's a little bit of Metroid Prime. I also thought of in some way, maybe it's not exactly Bioshock, but the way you carry around the, like, sometimes a bit gross things you have in your left hand. It's a bit Bioshocky, I would say. And also,
Stranger, maybe?
come again.
Oddworld?
Yeah,
Stranger,
that's what I
maybe?
was going to say. Also, the creatures.
Alright.
It reminded me of Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath.
Stranger's Wife, yeah.
Yeah. And so I can use the scan now, and here you need to scan the parts of the ships that need repair,
Mhm.
and find them all. So you can zoom in if you want.
fuel tanks are intact but empty. If you can find a local fuel source, you'll
So we don't have fuel anymore. So part of the things we'll have to do, other than study the planet, will be to repair the ship, find fuel, to be able to go back to Earth once the mission is over.
marker to your compass. Please find it and scan it. If you lose your way, you can always hit the survey button to highlight its location again.
So you can slide. And this is just the
There is our missing panel.
the tutorial part where you learn to use the scan,
Finding your current
and there are tons of things to scan in the game. So it's really like you're on a known planet, and you're going to have to discover things about the planet, you just like the character. So that works very well.
found an alien alloy we could maybe use to repair the ship. Let me mark it.
There's small like robots. We open the hatch a little before. They look for things in the environment and let you know, let the AI know that there are things on the planet you can use to upgrade, build equipment, upgrade your equipment, but also repair the ship, like I said. So this is something blocking the way, obviously.
These crystals look extremely breakable. You could take out some unexamined aggression on them. So, looks like you will need a new tool in order to venture further. I have added a new blueprint to the Javelin's 3D printer that should do the trick.
So we have a 3D printer
You'll need to gather some basic
which
resources from the local
allows us to craft the tools we need. So these are some of the guys this is very Oddworld inhabitants.
It's chilly.
Yeah, sure is.
So they're really cute. But we need carbon, and they're made of carbon. So what we have to do here is we have to.
Look at that. You picked up some carbon. Good for you. Nice work. You have collected enough carbon to craft a basic Nomad plasma pistol. The 3D printer inside the Javelin is ready for your input.
So there you go. You can be. I know my son doesn't like it when I do that because he finds them very cute and everything. So you don't want to do that with your children around because they might not understand why it's funny and why it's necessary. But you have praise among the creatures you encounter, but you also have predators, which can be a lot more dangerous. Although obviously when you craft more things and you get more health and stamina, you won't fear the predators as much as in the beginning. It's not a survival game, so don't worry about that if you're not in that kind of game.
Anything you drop outside the javelin, however, will stay there until you go and grab it with your meat hands.
So we can craft a gun now, and then you can have a quick look at the other different things you can do, which mean upgrade the supercharged shot. Well, actually craft it first, but also improve the damage or the battery, which allows you to shoot more times before it needs to reload. There's no manual reload, and then things you cannot do because it's unknown. So sometimes you need to reach a certain rank in the scientific research. What you can see on top of the screen. This I can show you is the well, actually, I'm not sure it shows yet, but to go from rank 1 to rank 2, you have a series of objectives to complete, like scanning a certain number of things, or then getting samples from some specific animals or things like that. So it's something you want to do if you want to improve your rank, because the rank will allow you to have access to some of the upgrades once you have the tool you need. So you're going to go back outside and start playing. So it's really about exploration, and there's some shooting. It's it's workable. It's not incredible. There's a dodge you can use when you get the thrusters, which is probably one of the first things we'll have. But it's more about the platforming, the exploration, the humor, and the atmosphere, overall atmosphere, the planet itself, the way it looks, the art, everything I really enjoyed a lot. And well, you can't see that now, but if you want to check our videos on the website, it looks really nice in 4K on PC. Though
I'm guessing it's smooth on your
yeah,
Monster PC.
it's smooth, but I had to lower down the shadows, as I think even lowering down the resolution for the shadows. I think it's even for my CPU, which is also quite a powerful one. Sometimes the draw distance is so incredibly it's so incredible that it probably shows shadows that are way too far, and it can hit the frame rate. Also, something you'll see quite rapidly, I guess, is because the draw distance is so big, the animation of the enemies when they're really, really far away is very limited in terms of the number of frames per second you can see, and it shows because you can see very clearly what's really far away. So here, just to show you, there are so many things you can scan to learn about the game world. Here, some is not really important. Some might give you information. For example, this. It's a plant, but then because we scanned it, the AI is going to work on a blueprint so that we can make good use of this, because we can grapple. If you have a grapple hook, we can use that to reach those heights. So scanning the environment can also give you access to some tools you're going to be needing. So you can see over there what I was talking about the animation. I'm not sure you can see it very well, but you can see it's not 60 frames per second. It's very low, and
as usual.
Yeah, as usual. But you can see it very clearly because you have that draw distance that is really impressive, actually. And when you're on top of that structure, you can see pretty much everything except when it's in the clouds.
I believe that
Orange goo,
fixing that orange
which is actually good, and there are 100 of those to collect,
tweak its impact on your
and
biology, which would in turn allow you to be more
and collecting them will allow you to improve your stamina and your health bar. So it's something you want to do. So you don't need to collect the 100 to actually max out your health and stamina, but probably I can't remember how many of them I had to collect, but it's maybe not half of maybe 50. I can't remember, so I'll show you. You eat that.
And what happened when you died?
When you die, you go back to your ship, because basically what happens is, even when you teleport, you don't really teleport. It's like they disintegrate you, and then they rebuild your molecular
well,
structure.
Teleporting is exactly that.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is that it's more like maybe they clone you, or something like that. So I
Yeah,
don't know,
well,
in a way.
teleporting is exactly that.
I know, not in the
They
movies,
destroy
though.
you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well,
So the thing is that what happens is you go back to the ship, but you lose the resources you had found. So you, much like in a Dark Souls game, if you want, you need to go back to the place where you left them, where you lost them, to get them back. But it's not difficult. It's always indicated where you were, and it's not like there's a risk you're going to die trying to do so. So
Okay.
it's just a little
So-
thing.
KMC Greasy is asking how long is the game?
Well, like I said, it took me about 20 hours to fully complete it, like 100%. So, which means I scanned almost everything, like 4 things missing, like I said. But I got all the 100 orange goo things. I got all the different upgrades and equipment. Everything maxed out. So all the 4 ranks in the scientific research. And it took me 20 hours. So I would say it's not a game you want to play just to follow the main objective from beginning to end and not do anything. Aside from that, exploration is a big part of it. It's also a big part of the enjoyment. So I would say something in between 10 to 20 hours. And
Right.
if you enjoy the game, even not trying to do everything possible, I would say it's probably possible to enjoy the game for about 15 hours without getting bored, if you're anything like me, obviously. So if you like that, oh, that's the funny guy. That's a creature. It screams because it's sure that you're going to kill it, which you do eventually if you want, but you don't have to because it's yeah. And if you shoot it, oops, sorry, so it keeps screaming. So if you kill it, then it separates in 2, and then if you kill it again, there's 2 more. And the thing is, if you want to scan everything, you need to scan every possible version of everything. So which one for him is like you have 3 different things to scan, like his original form, like when it splits in 2, and then he keeps screaming. And I really love this guy. You know, it's just the sound
Yeah.
design is very well done too, to be honest. And it's a game that is also borrowing from like the Metroidvania, like you mentioned Metroid in the beginning. That's exactly what it is, because for example here you reach this place, you want to continue obviously,
You may like to make the attempt, the jump in
but you cannot make the jump because it's too far away.
But fear not. The
But-
photographers have found a
But
deposit
But the cartographers have found something.
synthesized
And here, so that's where you need to probably, that can be a bit confusing at the beginning. The journal is important because you have the main, let's say, usually it leads you to the main objective, but and this is also a primary because it's something you are going to need to progress. But you also have secondary missions, and like I said, science experiments. So like I said. If you when you have science experiments, experiment missions, you're going to be able to move from rank 1 to 2, etc. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. And here we're just going to stop tracking this one, and it doesn't want me to track this one. I don't know why, for some reason. Maybe it's too early. I didn't wait. But actually, no, it's taking me there. So that's why. So it's a pretty linear game in that, it's not exactly open world, but it's sort of open world if you want. But you're still going to be guided. But you're also free to explore. You can see over there, well, not so much, but there are different sort of islands, like big rocky islands, and not all of them you need to go to complete the main quests. So you're really actually the incentive to keep exploring, to get more things, or simply just to see what there is to see. That's the main, I would say, attraction. You're an explorer, so you need to behave like one, which means also you're going to have to shoot down poor creatures as an invader. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to be surviving because you're working for Kindred Aerospace and you have a job to do.
Which is the fourth biggest aerospace company.
Yeah.
I guess it's important.
Well, yeah, and they have a very funny way of saying, well, you're going to risk your life, so this is a teleporter. And this is very strange because you're supposed to be on a planet which is inhabited. There's no... there shouldn't be any life form with intelligence. So obviously someone came here before. So this is one of the mysteries you're going to have to unfold.
Okay, so Gavin UK86 is asking if it is the PC version with a controller.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. It's just more practical on a couch with a big TV. But yeah, if I can move, with a mouse, you can be sure it's the PC version. It's just that it's not that easier to play with a keyboard, and I'm not used to it. I'm sorry to say, and I'm sure this makes the shooting a little more interesting. But like I said, it's not the main interest of the game.
It's not. Well, I was going to do an involuntary troll and going to say that it's not too Doom.
No, it's not Doom. Yeah, it's true. Although, like I said, on the French side, lately, even though it's not comparable, I get the feeling like when I play Doom with a controller, and I'm not the best player out there, I still feel all the dynamism and pace in some way,
Right.
though it's not
So,
comparable to the
looks
mouse.
like we misunderstood what Gavin was saying.
Oh, yeah.
He's fine with the controller.
Okay,
He just
great.
thought that the console weren't 60 FPS, so he was a bit confused.
No, the consoles are not... Well, we haven't seen the console versions, so it probably won't look as crisp and as smooth. It will be locked at 30. But I can't say anything about those because I have not played the game. Even last August at Gamescom, it was PC, so it was...
Who are the developers of this game?
They're Typhoon Studios. They're a new studio, independent studio, but those guys are not new to the industry because they're from Ubisoft, Montreal, and also Eidos, and I think EA also. So those are veterans, as we now say, and the sad thing for me is to know that I think I don't know if they've been bought. But now the next projects will be on Stadia only, and for me it's really a bummer because I'm not planning to go in that direction in terms of video games. As far as video games when it comes to video games in the future, so I would be really looking forward to seeing what they are going to do next. But I'm a little disappointed that it's just going to be on Stadia, and well, still I'm happy that this Journey to the Savage Planet was released as it was planned on PC and consoles.
Right now, I have a really hard time understanding what Google wants to do with Stadia. I don't see how they are going to make money with that. But anyway,
I don't know, but I think
maybe I'm wrong, but yeah.
I think the studio, and that's why I'm selfishly disappointed, is I think the studio is very talented, and that game is doing things very well. Maybe sometimes better than some games that probably have a bigger budget. I was also impressed that for an Unreal Engine 4 game, it's actually as smooth, at least on PC. No stuttering, no, nothing you usually get to see in UE4 games.
Well, lately, I think UE4 games are getting a bit better with stutters. Maybe it's also just the engine getting better with this generation.
Maybe,
I don't know.
maybe. I don't know. But like, very smooth experience, and I like the world they came up with, and yeah, I'll probably be following what they're going to do next, even though I probably won't be playing it. But I'll probably be jealous for sure. So
Stadia it's quite easy to get into. It doesn't cost that much.
yeah, sure.
It's just
true.
that right now we have no idea how we are going to get review codes or whatever, and that's where it's really annoying.
Yeah, it's true. And I don't know, if you want to play it at 1080p, I guess you don't need to pay anything except for the price of the game. So I guess I could play the next project. Okay, there's our CEO talking to me again.
Hi, I apologize for the one-sided nature of this message, but, communication across vast distances makes it impossible to do anything else. So, I hear you've arrived on...
For some reason, I don't know why this guy, if you forget the lack of hair on top of his head, reminds me a bit of Chevy Chase. I don't know why.
Well, I don't see it.
I don't know why I see it. It's just
Yeah. Maybe the eyes.
maybe, yeah.
Wrong. Not wrong. Strange. Unusual.
So, that's a commercial. Let's watch it. You're gonna love it. Well, maybe not that much. There's better than this one, but
Your meat waste with Meat Buddy, the reconstituted cuddly companion from Slimo. Just take your animal-based waste products, rotten flesh, and laboratory-grown proteins, and simply toss in the hopper. Choose the number and type of appendages, and in just 4 short Cly chips, your new best friend will emerge, ready to cuddle. Meat Buddy, the snuggly playmate
Yeah.
from Slimo.
and there's some kind of a phone line you can call to have some sex talk with some blob thing. It's disgusting, and it's annoyingly funny, I would say. So, well, not annoyingly, weirdly funny, I would say. Disturbingly, yeah, not annoyingly. My bad. So I'm going to get this. Seriously, I didn't get enough carbon, so I came back here for no reason. And this is also a required element needed. So what do I need, actually?
We are almost done.
Yeah, I
if you
know.
want
It's
to be on time. Do you have something that you really wanted to show?
Well, no, the thing is, I don't want to show too much of the game. And since you cannot copy, a save game I have, so I could have shown you a little further, but I was not able to. Or, all I have is my fully completed game, and I don't want to show that. Even just walking around, I think, it's nice to be able to see what you get. I mean, if you really want to see, there's the landscapes and traversal video on YouTube and on the website, which shows a bit more of environments and also the traversal possibilities you get. But if you really want to discover, to explore a planet, to laugh, because it's really well done in that respect. If you like the art style, really there's no reason why you should wait. I think it's not a game that is expensive, considering how it looks and how it plays. I haven't
How much
encountered
is
any. It's a bit less on the Epic Store. It's a bit less than $30. So I think probably is something like $26.99 or something like that. It will be a little bit more in a few days, maybe, but not more than $29.99. So I think it's a good price for that type of game, and there's nothing really else to play. But even if there were, that still would be a game I would recommend if you like what you see, because I've had a really good time playing it. And like I said, I I think the developers and the team, they're very talented. And well, maybe it's a nice move from Stadia, but I wish I could play their next games also on the next generation consoles or on PC. Locally, not like streaming the game and getting maybe a bit less quality than I would at home with a very good configuration. So go buy it. And
So
And-
highly recommended, I guess.
yeah, really, it's really it's a charming and funny and very nice game to play, and I don't think I'm the only one saying so. So just check out what other people say. Try not to see too much of it. I discovered it. Even the the part of the game I saw at Gamescom, it was the same, if you want, but they changed the colors of it, so it didn't look exactly the same because the colors they used was different. Back in August, what I saw was more those colors, very red and brown, and now it's a bit more blue, and it's just even for me it looks different. So it was very nice to reach a new area and say, wow, it actually looks very, very nice. And there's something also that I haven't shown is there's a photo mode. You don't have total freedom. You cannot go too far, but you still can. And there's the guy running, and you can use you can do a few things which you can usually in photo modes, and so
Sure.
and also the filters.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them, but still you're going to be able to make a few very nice screenshots, I would say, even wallpapers. So Journey to the Savage Planet. It's a game to buy if you're into those sorts of exploration / funny / mysterious, though. Don't expect like something. The ending is a bit abrupt, I would say, maybe, but well, that works. And maybe the very last area you get to visit, it lacks the inspiration of the rest, but really, like, nitpicking, really.
Right.
Go buy it.
Yeah, sounds good. Right. So next live, I guess quite soon. There's less games than expected, but not really surprising to comes in the next few months. But there's still a few.
Yeah, well,
I
probably
guess.
won't be a busy February because aside from Dreams, and I don't even know what to expect from this one. Don't expect me to actually be.
That's the odd one.
Yeah, but I think March, April now, even if it's the big game people were expecting has shifted to September, and then May, and maybe even June. I can't remember exactly, but probably a few things to show, and we'll keep you posted. Maybe not every week, but you know us. We're not there all the time, but when there's an occasion, we surely don't want to miss it.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.